How's it going, everybody? We are back again for another Dokkan battle video, and today, alright, so we got the information and the EZA reveal. Like, we knew about this for a few days now, but we finally got the information for AGL TAPION'S EZA. We don't have the full info, but we have, like, the majority of what we want to know, right? So let's quickly talk about it, right? I'm not gonna make this video too long or anything like that. You know, Tapion getting an EZA is definitely cool, but it's not like super crazy game breaking, right? Like, his EZA makes him it makes him better than what he was, but not like anything super crazy, right? So without further ado,
let's talk about it.
Alright, so let's talk about it, right? So before his EZA, obviously, he gives giant form category 3 key 150% across the board. Now he gives them 3 key 160% across the board. So same thing, just like in UI Goku, only 10% boost to all of his stats, right? Super attack. He now causes immense damage and lowers attack and defense. I believe, lowering defense is new, so that is pretty good to see. So previously, before his EZA, the main issue with Tapion, aside from a number of different things, right? He reduces damage, which is fine. Reducing damage by 50% is a large margin, but he had virtually no defense whatsoever. And here's the main issue. Attacking 150% and defense plus 50% when HP is 50% or less. He only gained this when you were below half health. Now, he starts out the turn 120% attack and defense. Still reduces damage by 50%, and then when you fall below 50% HP or less, you then gain another 80% attack. So, that makes him arguably one of the better defensive units in the game. In particular, this makes him arguably like the best defensive unit, in particular for the movie heroes and giant form category teams. Both of these teams really lack good defensive units. Obviously, giant category in particular, because the whole point of the giant category is to make your units transform, which is like a 50-50 shot. I really wish they would have done a little bit more. Like, I don't know, say gave him like the passive buff where increases chances of giant form category allies to transform or something, right? I feel like that would have been really cool and really unique. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, though. That didn't happen. But, I mean, it's fine because, like, for example, when you're running like giant form team and you're going against Super Battle Road, in particular, like the giant form category Super Battle Road stage is probably one of the harder stages in the game, simply because you can't, even with, you know, your characters transforming, you need massive dupes in all your characters. You need, in bare minimum, a full rainbow team, or, you know, at least along those lines. A 55% team, you might be able to pull it off, but just barely, right? Because it's so important that your giant form characters, you know, like Harudayan, for example, get the additional supers, get the crits, so on and so forth, right? So that was the main thing, right? But now, on those turns, because there are turns, because not every single time that you, like, come onto the rotation, you transform with the character. There are very, very few times where sometimes you're on a rotation and your characters don't transform, which means you're stuck with, you know, characters, you know, for example, like Baby, Tapion, Metal Cooler, you know, some of these other Saiyan units, for example. Sometimes they really just don't link well with one another, aside from the transform link. Which, you know, if you don't have a full link level 10, that's only giving you 2 key, which is fine, but it's not always the greatest, right? But now Tapion is a great defensive option for that team. And the same applies for movie heroes. Movie heroes is a great category. The problem with movie heroes is that they really lack super OP defensive units, right? You know, Blue Gogeta, obviously being the main leader, his offensive capabilities is fantastic, but his defensive capabilities just suck. LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan needs to launch his 18 key super attack before he can get some any defense. The LR Gobros are probably one of the better defensive units on the team, but they need a little bit of time to really build up their defense. I mean, just thinking about it off the top of my head. Obviously, Tech God Goku, if you're facing against movie boss enemies, he'll be the best defensive unit on the team. But that's only if you're facing movie boss enemies, which sometimes you don't do that all the time, right? And then like LR, or not LR, Dokkan Fest, Super Saiyan Goten, and Trunks, they are pretty solid defensively as well. But overall, the whole category just really lacks defensive units until now, because now that Tapion starts out with 120% defense, so if he's starting out with like, I don't know, 100k plus defense, and then you're reducing damage by 50%, he's going to be perfectly fine going into really difficult events. Oh. Alright, well, that was just embarrassing. I completely forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Alright, so anyway, like I said, I wanted to make this video super short or anything like that. Tapion obviously is much better now post his EZA. Again, we'll have to wait and see how he performs in-game. But I'm very excited. I'm already leveling up his links for my future showcases of him when his EZA comes out on global. God only knows if whenever that will happen. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But anyways, that's it. Tapion is now like somewhat semi-useful again. He's very good. I would say more so along the lines he's more of a defensive unit now more than anything else. So that's really good nonetheless. But that's all I really can say about him. He giant form category got a buff of 10% across all the stats, and now he's a much better defensive unit than he was before. So that's really all I can say about him. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.
I have spoken.